We're in. We are in. We are in the house. We are in the dojo, the church. We are going to make all kinds of gains. So it's leg day today. I'm going to take you through a leg workout. It's actually, I'm following a plan, finally. It's been a while since I've seen you. I'm actually following a specific training plan, which is quite nice because I don't typically do that very often, for the simple reason that I quite like to come into the gym and just train, have fun. I'm programming people's training sessions all the time. All the time. I typically want to come in and have some fun, throw some weight around, finish up, go home, I'm busy, get the job done. However, I'm really going to take my training for me to the next level in terms of progression, in terms of structure, and in terms of routine. As you can see, I'm in a different gym, which is quite nice. And I'll give you a little run around, I'll give you a little tour in a bit. It's a bit rough around the edges, it's a bit nitty gritty, there's stuff on the floor, it's a bit dusty, but that's the atmosphere I want, personally. I'm finding I don't need to use my headphones as much. I know we're in here to get a job done anyway, regardless, but the fact that I don't need to wear a set of headphones, put earphones in, because the atmosphere in itself is just banging, it's just top notch. I want to be in an environment that emulates the people and the type of training that I do, you know? Hard work, results driven, that's what I want. The structure in terms of training is split into two. So the first half of the workout, or first half of the week, sorry, of the plan is more low volume, heavy weight, more compound lifts. Then moving into the second half of the week, we've got more pumpy style. So I'm taking you through today the pump style workout for legs. If we don't monitor anything, we can't manage progression. We can't actually see where we're getting better or where we're not actually improving on. So that's why I'm doing it. Let's get cracking. Where do I even start? When was the last time you saw me? I did some powerlifting, didn't I? Anyway, where am I currently out in my training? Come on, tread. My training, my food, my goals, my life, where am I? Well, we're currently 7 weeks post-show, right? Almost 7 weeks. 7 weeks Sunday was Exeter. I'm just getting back to life. And I'm more than likely going to show you where, like, my conditioning. And if you follow me on the gram anyway, I do constant updates in terms of where I'm looking, what I'm looking, how I'm feeling physically, mentally. And I'm in such a good place physically, and I'm in such a good place mentally. It is such an apparent problem with competitors and athletes post-show, which I, touch wood, haven't experienced. I've only done the 2 shows, and it's quite common that people experience this like their first couple of shows. So if I haven't experienced it the first couple, I no doubt will not feel it and experience it any other time, I think and hope. Problems with foods and their mindset and their relationship with their body. Oh my God, I'm fat now. Oh my God, I don't look the same as pre-contest. Oh my God, I'm not this. Oh my God, I'm not that anymore. And I haven't had that. I personally believe I've got a strong fucking head on my shoulders, but nonetheless, I kind of know what I'm doing. And I'm not saying those people don't know what they're doing. They've just hit brick walls and they've hit problems, and it's unfortunate. But what I'm saying is I'm feeling great. The only thing is, and I saw someone's post earlier on Instagram about the fact of rekindling relationships, and I mentioned this on my video just before my second show, talking about between that first show and second, just getting back into that position of, you know, being the best coach I can be again. And there's just things, being a better friend, being a better brother, being a better son, being a better man, but that's okay as long as you communicate. So I'm always wanting to be better at those all the time, but when you've got your head screwed on in such
a position aiming towards something, others may, you know, other things may not diminish, but get a little bit shitty. Because you can't put your effort into, you can't put all your eggs in like loads of baskets. And I'm a type of person where if my sights are set on a prize, a trophy, a target, a goal, I'm going to give my everything towards that. And some things may suffer. And I'm not saying I was a bad brother or a terrible son or a shit coach because of that. In fact, I probably got better because, and a lot of people, if you're watching this and you've competed before and prepped for shows, you become extremely productive, extremely proactive, because you've got so many boxes you tick in, you just go bam, 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 bam. So in short, to conclude, I'm feeling fucking fine. I'm feeling great. I'm very, very excited to get back on just consistent. See, I've been almost procrastinating, which is not me at all. I'm not that kind of guy. I've been procrastinating about making YouTube videos. I'm like, what am I doing? I love getting in front of the camera. But because I just took a little bit of time off, I felt like, oh, it's a bit weird jumping and pressing that red record button and talking to a lens again. But it feels so natural to me. So anyway, what are we going to do today? We got legs. I'm going to take you through my leg workout. Like I mentioned on the sofa, I'm following a specific plan, which is nice for me. It takes that almost guesswork, which I constantly bang on about all the fucking time, is taking the guesswork out of it. You know what you're doing. You're not going to roll the dice going da 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 da. The movements are basic. We're approaching this with the basis of simplicity, but graft and enthusiasm and progression. But I want to stick to those basic movements. And like I mentioned, in my weeks of my training, the first half is very heavy compound progressive training, ensuring that I'm beating my lifts week in, week out. And then my second half of the week is more of like a pump style workout, which is still tough, it's still hard. We're still causing stimulus to that muscle tissue, but it's more higher volume, maybe sets of 12 to 20 reps rather than 6s, 8s and 10s. Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, I think I have lying hamstring curl to start. So I'm just gonna have a little walk on a treadmill, knock out my steps a little bit. I'm still doing 12, I'll give you a little rundown on where I'm at. So I'm doing 12K steps a day, and I'm about 1,500 calories a day. To a lot of people, that's ridiculous. For me, I'm progressing very, very well on that. I'm still holding great condition coming out of a show like that. I'm sleeping like a baby now. I'm waking up with raging stiffies. I'm a productive human. I feel like a man again. To many, they would have to eat pizza 3 times a week for that. I don't need that. I eat plenty of asparagus, a field of fucking green beans, and a pile of carrots per meal, on top of my omelettes and on top of my chicken and veggies and my rice and my bagels. And, you know, I could quite easily rack off the foods that I eat with just 2 hands. We never look at our macros. If our micronutrients, if our vitamins, yeah, if the tiny, tiny little things aren't there, those fats, proteins and carbs ain't gonna fucking work. Yeah? Remember, a healthy body, remember this, a healthy body is a happy body. A happy body will do what you fucking want it to do. It'll grow muscle, it'll lose fat, it'll increase and improve its performance. It will happen. You've got to start the other way around. Yeah? You've got to start at the beginning and work your way back. But yeah, in terms of my food groups, carbs is bagels, rices, sweet potatoes. My veggies, my fats are almond butter predominantly, and egg yolks, as in added fats. And obviously, pardon me, obviously I'm getting some fats from my meats, like my beef. But typically I go for 5% beef, so the fat content in that is heavily reduced. Quit talking, because this has been one heck of a fucking long intro. And I'll see you in a bit. So to start, we have lying ham curl, lying leg curl. So in a prone position, so on your stomach. 3x15 to warm up, push blood into your hamstrings. And then 3x15 working. Remember, We're not, at this point of the week, not aiming to beat numbers to a point. It's a bit of a different one. Like I said, rep ranges are higher. So the loads are going to be decreased. Effort level is still going to be a 10 out of 10. So RPE, if you know what an RPE is, if you don't know what that stands for, the rating of perceived exertion. So if I was to ask you, out of 10, how does that bicep curl feel? How does that 10 kilo feel on that bicep curl? And you said 8 out of 10, I wanted you working out a 10 out of 10 effort. Yeah, so if it's a 10 kilo dumbbell, you could probably be moving, and you were saying it was an 8, you could probably be moving a 12 kilo dumbbell for the RPE of 10 of what I've asked of you. Does that make sense? So RPE is still going to be 10s, but the loads are going to be lighter, reps are going to be higher, volume is going to be somewhat higher today. Let's get it on like Donkey Kong. They've got 2 seated hamstring curls, 3 laying ham curls, 2 standing single ham curl machines. There's so many to pick from, man. Which is glorious. The more the better. Know what I mean? Know what I mean? So with your hamstring curl machine, with your laying predominantly, what you want to try and do is shift your hips into the pad. So not lift your arse up like this. You want to hold the handle if one is available and shift your hips like in, yeah? Bang! Hold in, curl with ham. Almost as if you were to look at your hamstring curls like a bicep curl, yeah? So range of motion as increased as possible. So try and work the muscle from the longest point, stretched position here, to the most shortened position. Stretched, short, stretched, short, stretched, short. All right, final set. Here we go, here we go. Come on, baby. 1. Let's go, let's go. Work. 3. To be fair, the program did state I may not be able to do the full 15 on those 3 working sets. I would say that was a good 11. See that leg press behind me? That one. We're on that now. So let me run through what we've got to do. Upper leg again, leg press high and wide stance. Use a high and wide stance on these for the toes pointing slightly out. Okay. So high wide on the plate, probably left and right foot, 11 o'clock, 1 o'clock, yeah? Again, it looks like this workout's more of a pump based on my hams and glutes, which ain't bad. I want to grow a big booty, do 2 sets of 15 to warm up, and then feed a sets of 5 until I get to a weight that I think will be a tough 8 to 10. Let's start smashing these plates on the end of the fucking bar then, with a 3-second descent on every single rep. So negatives, we're looking at 3 seconds on the way down, and we want like an explosive pressing movement on the way up, yeah? Engaging with the higher and wider stance, you're able, with my toes up here, I'm able to get a deeper stretch in my glutes and my hamstrings. So you're able just to enhance the effectiveness of the leg press in the form of, by just changing your stance on the plate. We all know that, that's just a very common thing. But just to reiterate, driving through our heels and that decrease of tempo and speed on the way down will increase the intensity of the movement, yeah? I'm going to point my toes out towards those screws, not quite the full corners, then drive my heels out slightly, so my toes aren't like that, my feet aren't like that, they are still slightly pointing diagonally outward, externally rotated, you could say. And now I'm going to do 5 reps a set until I find my weight that I can do for 8 to 10 fail. 1, 2, 3, bang. 1, 2, 3, bang. 1, 2, 3, bang. And this speed of me driving it up won't happen when I've got weight on there. So this is going to be my last feeder. And then I'm going to use this weight for my first working of 8 to 10 with sleeves on my knees. Baby. Yeah, so I find if my feet are here and lower, I've got more range, like stuff happens. Do you get me? Whereas when I'm up here, I feel it's quite... Have a look. Have a look, all right? Shut up and just watch me. Don't rely on these supports. First working set, let's get it on. I always feel really gassy, man. I always feel really gassy when I train legs. I don't know if it's the position I get in, you know, like all this crunchy business. But in all fairness, it isn't too long after I've eaten, and it's omelettes, it's eggs. It's eggs and greens. It's like I have an average size field of asparagus and a bucket of green beans on eggs. So no doubt I'm going to be gassy when I train. It's like my own philharmonic orchestra in here, but instead it's not a symphony, it's symph shit. Come on. You're supposed to be concentrating. It's supposed to be having fun in the gym. It's supposed to be full of depressing little shits in here. Oh. Let's go, you little bastard. Let's go, let's go. Nice and tight, 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 nice and tight. 1, 2, 3. Oh. 1, 2, 3. Oh. One more. Core blimey. Oh. I almost blew my load. Nordic curls. N-O-R-D-I-C. Nordic curl. It's something that you typically don't commonly see inside a gym because it's quite, what do you want to call it? Functional. You're not sitting on a fucking machine, pulling a cable or curling a dumbbell, swinging a kettlebell like you see everyone else do, okay? I really love this simply because of how much it subjectifies your hamstring to eccentric loading. How much eccentric force and load it puts on your hamstrings. It's mad. It's a mad thing. You can use a bar or a wooden pole for support and balance, which I no doubt will. So that's enough of me talking. I'm going to keep my my knee wraps on, only for grip, because my knees are sweaty. So, and this isn't too grippy, so my knees will end up slipping quite a bit. So, we want to keep our hips, squeeze your glutes, hips forwards, squeeze glutes, and lower yourself down nice and slowly. Catch yourself, and you want to almost push yourself up to a position about 45 degrees, and then you can lift yourself up with your hamstrings. Ready? Like that. So this is the main movement here. As we're loading, slowly, 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 drop, lift. Hips forwards, slowly, slowly drop. And we do about 5 to 6 reps on here. Hips, forwards, drop. You shall not pass. Second variation, which I'm now going to do. Because I've already smashed my hamstrings on a curl. I've already annihilated my legs on a press. I am not strong enough midway through my workout to do this unassisted. Again, hips forwards, chest nice and high. And I'm going to lower myself, not relying heavily, and then back up. Hips forwards. Oh. Your main movement is trying to drive yourself back up to your start position with your hamstrings. You're not lifting yourself up using the bar. You're not climbing up the bar. As you can see, my fingertips are on the bar for support, yeah? Okay, so we have one set, one working set, just one total working set of walking lunges till absolute failure. I may have to take 1 or 2 breaks in the middle of said set. That's what it says. So just one total set, walk up and down. I may have to take a couple of breathers, but I get the job done. I don't have a total amount of steps to do or a total amount by time. I just keep lunging until true failure, till I cannot do any more. So I'm gonna have to get in a mindset now, getting out of zone. Let's go. Oh. Ow. Ow. Bastard. I'm a sweat bucket. Fuck it. Let's continue. So, the end of my workout's supposed to be calves, but I trained them yesterday. That's something. I'm now training calves every other day, regardless if it's legs or not. I'm gonna almost, I'm gonna add there would be no need to add a hamstring movement in today. I'm going to substitute my calf work, because I trained them yesterday, for some quad extensions. I'm going to do a reverse pyramid style. So I'm gonna start with a 20 rep set, a 15 rep set, a 12 rep set, and a 10 rep set. Done and dusted. Ow. Ow. Done. Movement wise, not many, really, is there? It wasn't like a million, thousand, trillion movements to the workout. The effort level was through the roof. Again, workout wasn't aimed towards beating any records, but it was aimed again to challenge muscle, to instill some form of stimulus within that area, to get a nice juicy pump. And then our next rotation of legs is more quad focus and progression focus. So no doubt you want to have a look at how my legs are looking or my body's looking maybe, I don't know. If you are, great. If you don't want to know, then turn off now, you bastards. But you see this vascularity through my quads, through the inner portion of my legs. That is because I am extremely consistent with my diet, okay? There's no, and my cardio, and my routine. I'm consistent, okay? And I put in effort. It's as simple as that. To those that are willing, or wanting, sorry, to achieve the results, and their goal so very much, but they're not willing to put the consistency in, it's just like Ronnie's famous saying, everyone wants to be a bodybuilder, but nobody want to lift that motherfucking weight or whatever he says, yeah? Everyone wants to be big and massive and sexy looking, but they're not willing to lift the weight and do the jobs and do the chores and do the work to reap those results. And I put it in, okay? This is why I'm still lean. You ain't gonna see, well, not lean as in competition lean, as you can appreciate, but we still have vascularity through my VMO, which is this teardroppy muscle, yeah? And we've still got shape to the legs. And I'm eating 1,400 calories a day. There's no secret. I'm just consistent with my effort. I'm consistent with my cardio. I'm putting in the fucking effort. And we'll have a look at my upper body as well, if you really want to. Hang on. Okay, so this is how I'm looking. 7 weeks post-competition. This is where I'm at. Relatively lean, right? Nothing magical. I'm not huge. I'm not as lean as competition, but I'm progressing. I'm sleeping. I'm back to normality again. I'm happy boy. Training hard. And we're all happy. Well, I am. Oh, just before I forget. Hi. I've been working on my calves a lot. You probably can't see them very well, but I'm really chuffed. Like, really chuffed. I've been working on those bastards every other day for over 6 bloody months. Anyway, I'm going to jump on this Stairmaster. You're not looking, well, you are looking in the mirror, as you can see, but there are, in fact, DOS Stairmasters. I now do 20 minutes a day, unless it lands on leg day. And you're thinking, well, why are you doing it? Because it's leg day. I know, shut up. My leg session didn't feel so strenuous in terms of timing today. And if you've been on these bastards stairway to fucking hell before, you understand that it hurts your legs. So I fancy hurting my legs a little bit more, knocking it out. So I'm gonna do 20 minutes and then knock out a load of steps on the treadmill in a bit. After that, I'm gonna perch me Telefunken up there and watch a bit of Tube. All right? Okay, all right. Bye. Ah, done, finished. Finitoed. Hope you enjoyed that. That is the end of the vid. I hope you enjoyed more of a like a workout walkthrough vid, rather than, you know, more so than anything else. And you will be seeing me much more regularly, as I explained earlier, just catching up with life and rekindling relationships, not, you know, work things, other commitments that are of a priority of mine to just tick and make sure things are good, things are well, things are ticking along, and things are being as productive as ever. And now I can get back onto this, because this is a passion, big passion of mine. I love it, as you know. And hopefully you enjoy watching me and getting involved as much as I am, being in front of the lens and providing you with said content. 1% battery left, you kidding? These smartwatches are naff. They don't last long, do they?
You know what sort of Fitbits lasted? I had a Fitbit and they lasted forever. Dust. I'm gonna go to the shop. I'm gonna buy some vegetables. I got chicken in the fridge, so we're good with meat. I ordered some egg whites and they said no one was home. Someone was home. I hate delivery people sometimes. They need a... Do you understand that I need my egg whites, you bastard? Anyway, I'm gonna buy a load. I'm gonna have to find a farm and buy loads of chickens. I'm gonna leave it there. Please don't forget to comment down below. Please like, subscribe, do all of that sexy jazz because it helps massively. Do you know what? I've said this before. I'm in a car park right now and people are looking at me going, what, he's got a camera? No. No, he can't have that. What's that? That looks alien. You hold one every day, you have it in your back pocket, you prick. It's called a telephone. This is just a big one. I just can't use this to call people. You absolute wet wipe. Anyway, whenever you're watching this, morning, afternoon, evening, have a lovely rest of the day or evening, and I will see you very, very soon. Much love. Ta-ra.